this fun?
Horrible.
What does it smell like?
Bubblegum.
I can't hear you.
But
This is like entertainment for a poor family. Well,
the water.
not totally poor.
I think like the water thing at the
having the
beginning.
machine do it instead of doing it ourselves.
I think like the water thing at the beginning was like broken or something, and so the attendants did the beginning rinse for us.
Or maybe that's just how they roll here.
This is how they roll.
This is how we roll. All right. Cleaning off all the camping dirt. Time to go shopping for dinner. Groceries. Longest day ever. I just collapsed in the bed. I can barely move. My 12-year-old serving me. I have pizza bites for dinner. I had every intention of making Thai chicken salad. I got all the ingredients and then I got home and it's like, I just had to crawl back into bed. The morning was a disaster, complete disaster. I'll talk about it later when I feel like it. Thank heavens for really responsible 12-year-olds. Mari's gonna come and sit by me because it's cleaning her room because she's not made progress in the last 3 days on it. But me and Mari, we're gonna watch the Great British Bake Off show-ish. And then of course I'll crave baked goods for the rest of the night. Anyway. Alright, I'm starting to feel human again. I can sit up just in time to almost go to bed. This has been one of those days. So I had this nice lie-in this morning. I had set my alarm for, I think, 6 or something, and I'm just kind of lying there. Stuff I could do, but I just wanted to relax a little bit more. And I've been pushing myself so hard this week, so sometimes I just need to have a breather. So I was just kind of chilling in bed, and my daughter comes in, and she is not having a good time. She's just struggling. She's saying she's tired, and she's not sure she feels well. And I finally convinced her to, she should still go to school. And so I'm not too worried about her not feeling well, but I'm like, I can pick you up if you end up being sick. And because I think a lot of it is just like this anxiety about biking to school, this new way, because this new, going to a new school that's across town. It's 2 miles away, which is kind of a long ways, but that's how it is. So, but she did this last year where she was so scared to go to learn how to bike to her school, or maybe it was 2 years ago. And, it's a scary thing at first, especially when she inherited her lack of sense of direction from mom. So I convinced her to go, finally, and she knew the path. I mean, she got there last time, and she has a phone, so she can GPS if worst comes to worst. So finally she goes, and she comes back just a few minutes later. She just made it like 2 blocks down, and she comes back, and she's like more frazzled. And she's saying that she's like, something bad happened, something really, really bad. And I was like, what happened? Oh my gosh, are you okay? And she took out her phone, and this, iPhone screen is cracked. And I mean, it's still an older phone when you get a brand new phone, but, and her dad got a good deal. But I was like, okay, well, like, let's not panic. 'Cause she's like out and out panicking over it. I'm like, it's still a thing. It's just a thing. We're going to be okay. First world problems. But of course, like in her mind, like she feels like a failure for doing this. Like she left her pocket to her backpack open if I hadn't said that. So anyway, that's how it fell out. But she's like, I can't. I'm like, I can't go to school. I'm crying too much. And she just became completely panicked and anxiety attack. And like, she is super, super easy kid until stuff like that hits, where she just decides that she's horrible and that she just makes mistakes, and that's it. And she just crumbles and she can't function. And so for the next, until about 7:30, think she left at 7, so until about, I think 7:30ish. Anyway, she was panicking. She wouldn't go anywhere. She wouldn't bike to school, and I was like, okay, I'll take you. I'll just take you to school. Let me hurry and get ready. I have 5 minutes to get ready and get you to school in time. Get your little sister in school in time on the other side of town, but has to be after you because her school is later than yours, and I can't just leave her out there the whole time. And then I had to get myself to work on time, and 5 minutes to get ready. Like, I'm pretty fast for a girl, but I'm not like 5 minutes from PJs to makeup, at least brush hair, and I'm clothed. So it takes me 10 minutes, and we're running out to the car, getting her little sister out, like, move, move, move. Like, brushed her hair real fast, and the car wouldn't start. It wouldn't start again. And I was like, my heart just fell. And I think more than my heart. Like, I just began to panic myself. And I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I have to get Mari to school. There's no way that she can possibly bike at this point and make it in time. Cosette, I can walk to school. But to walk her 8 blocks away and back, a 6-year-old, even without a 6-year-old, like, I'm not going to make it there and back. Because by now I guess it had been 35, maybe it was 45 by the time I realized the car was definitely not starting. Maybe there's more I could do. I need to learn more. So anyway, there's no way to get there and back and to my work in 15 minutes. And what do I do with my 12-year-old that refuses to go to school? And so I'm having a moment. I finally text a neighbor that has kids, all of my kids same age, and she's always been super helpful in the past, but I always feel like bad relying on her. Like, she carpooled my kids all last year without me helping, just because I was always working. And so, but she's sweet, and so I could text her, and I'm like, is there any way, or I call her, I think, is there any way that you can take Mari to school, or Cosette, along with your daughter, if I just drop her off? And she's like, that's fine. I was like, did you already take your daughter to school, your older one? And she's like, yeah, I already did. I was like, of course, because it's starting, like, in 5 minutes. Like, okay, I'll figure something out. So anyway, I walked down to her house a couple blocks away with the kids. Well, I take my bike because I'm like, Mari, just take your bike. I don't know what we're going to do with you yet. Maybe you'll just come to work with me. And so we go, and Cosette's just like running to keep up. I'm trying to slow down enough. And so we get to the house, and the mom comes to the door, and I just awkwardly burst into tears. I'm so I have it all together. So I cry. I'm like, I know I'm not sobbing or anything, but like my tears are like, my eyes are watering, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I've had a bad morning. And I couldn't even like really talk because I was just gonna cry more. So it just came out in like these stops and stutters and just stop and just down there awkwardly. And she like gives me a weird side hug, awkward, because I don't know her that well. So she goes to the same church, and our kids play all the time and stuff, but we haven't really hung out ourselves. I mean, I know she's trustworthy and stuff. I know her well enough for that, but so anyway, she's like, it's okay, like, it's fine, I'll take Mari to school too, it's, don't worry about it, I'll help out anytime you need. And of course, it's so sweet. So I leave my kids there, and I've 5 minutes to get to work, and fortunately it's a half a mile away. So I just start, start pedaling to work. So earlier when I was like getting ready, I was like, hey Mari, can you make my protein smoothie for the day? Because if I'm putting on makeup, like I don't have time to make it too, and I do need to have some sort of breakfast at work, and so I'm not spending extra money and stuff. So she knows how to make them, and so she goes ahead and makes it and puts it in her bottle that she usually uses, and packs it, and so she's still so sweet. So I get to work, and I have this cup, and I'm like frazzled by now, like not a good way to start the day. It's 8:00, and so I'm like, one of my bosses is there, kind of more minor boss, and some coworkers talking, and I'm trying to like use this bottle that's my daughter's. I'm not used to the top on it, and so I finally just like unscrew it, and just so I can drink it that way. but I'm like frazzled. So somehow I missed my mouth, or like it tilted too fast. And so it just falls all over my face. Not like a little drizzle, but like all over. So it's dripping down my chin and it has gone all over my sweater that I was wearing over this. So it just like thick shake down all across my sweater, all across my pants in front of everyone. I was like, I give up. This day is not, I want a mulligan. I want to do over. This is not good. And I biked, so to bike back, and I'm really stressed about getting in all my hours at work, and so I don't want to leave again. And I'm like, and right then one of my main bosses calls me from down the stairs and wants to talk to me, and of course all of my coworkers jive me that it's time to start packing up my box, and I know it's not that, and but I go downstairs sheepishly. Oh, and I managed to, I had to ask one of my coworkers for a napkin, gave me a roll of paper towels, and he gave me just a few, like, he cut off some at first, and then he realizes that, no, that's not going to do, you need the whole roll. And so, like, I managed to get most of it off me, but it's still, like, brown all over me. And so I go downstairs, and my boss is, like, right next to the bathroom. And so, like, sheepishly go down, and I'm like, can you hold on while I wash this off? While I try to wash this off, I said, it's been a morning. And I told him just a little bit of it. He's like, you better be careful riding your bike back today. We don't want something to happen to you. And the way your day's going. And so, and I do get most of it, but it's still like on my sweater brown in spots for the rest of the day. And I had to go back up. It's like wet. And they just look at me. They're like, oh wow, you really did do a number on yourself. So then the whole rest of the day I felt sort of frazzled and just like, I don't know, first world problems, but still. And of course I'm concerned about my daughter. Like, she just had this full-on anxiety attack, and she doesn't deal with like anxiety all the time, thank heavens. And she's like this super usually happy, wise person, wise soul. But she's sort of like me, where she's like upbeat almost all the time, and like but then when it hits, like she struggles, and it's so difficult to talk to her. And I know like you can't reason with her in that moment. And I and her need to just, I was too tired tonight. I was going to just have a chat with her about like having tools for when these things happen. Because like I know for myself, when I hit hard, what to kind of do. And I have a mentality now, like I know I've been on the side of it so many times that like, and it doesn't happen to me a lot, but every once in a while I'll just really struggle. And it just feels like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything right. And it's just, everything feels hopeless. Someone's just calling me. They're going to have to wait a minute. I've already lost my train of thought. Took 2 seconds. Oh yeah. So it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, like I've been on the side of it enough that I'm like, okay, I know it's a moment. It doesn't feel like a moment. It feels like this is what it's going to be like from now on. But I know it's going to pass. And usually like by morning, I'm as right as rain. And I know just like the thought process to kind of go through to work it out. And I've developed, I think, a strong ability to maintain my equilibrium or like bring it right back. So I need to work with her into developing those tools, and to help her to have those tools, but also help me as a parent to know the best way to handle it. Because sometimes I panic when she panics, especially like I just get under pressure and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I feel like a bad parent, and I just need to learn how to, obviously, stay calm would be the first step. But beyond that, I need to think about how to talk to her. And I think I do still a pretty good, I do it pretty well. But there's always improvement. And I really want to be able to help her through those difficult times whenever they hit. So, I mean, I think it just comes from her being this passionate, deep soul. And it's a deep well. And so when she's happy, she's really happy. When she feels guilty, she feels like she's like just apologizes all the time. So I'm trying to teach her not to apologize, and I think it's kind of a girl thing too. We apologize too much. I do it. But she just feels things deeply. And that's not a terrible thing. And she's a creator. She's a creative soul, and a lot of us creative souls tend to, when we feel bad, we feel really bad. So anyway, that was my day. I got home. I had a friend drop me off. I had a coworker slash friend. He put the bike in the back of his truck and went to jump my car. But I get back, and of course it starts right up. So maybe it being cold out this morning, it was really cold. Change of seasons had something to do with it, or maybe it's going bad. I brought the car in to the auto place, and they checked the battery, and it was fine. They checked the alternator, it was fine. So I guess that's good. Except I'm like, I don't have answers. It doesn't seem like it's doing great. But I'm gonna have a friend check it on Saturday. He's gonna clean it up on top. And so, we'll see if that helps. Because a guy who looked at it yesterday, helped to jump the car, said he suspects it just needs to be cleaned better. And even when we were jumping it with the cables, like it took a few times, like replacing the cables on it to get started. So maybe it's just gunky. I don't know. I asked the guy to explain to me because I'm like, what do I do? How, what, where? And then I was texting a friend, and I was like, can you just do it? I'll watch. But I tried it. In my defense, I do try to do everything myself, and I'm trying to learn how to ask for help when I need it. And so that when days like this happen, when I just take on too much in the week and too much, parenting and work and all my side things, I just collapse in the end of the day. So it kind of helps maintain some semblance of energy. So anyway, I'm going to end this. I'm going to do a few more things I haven't had the energy to do this evening. Then relax a little. I'm going to try not to drink the Coke that I got for the car because it sounds so good right now. Anyway, have a good night. Subscribe for my daily play-by-plays.